Okay, so I've started to think a lot the last couple of days about my current setup with my FX3, my A cam, and like how I'm using it for my productions these days. Can I improve things? Can I do things more ergonomically? Right now I'm in the middle of thinking like, should I plan for using like shoulder rigs, like this kind of setup with a plate, or should I continue to use my current setup? Because I started to realize during these last couple of gigs that it has started to become a bit heavy. Like I've attached this Tamron lens 35 to 150 and it is quite heavy. It's amazing for the shoots that I'm doing, but at the same time when I'm running around and gathering shots, this setup has started to become a bit hefty, like on the shoulders and stuff. Yeah, it's a great box design for me, like with a V-mount solution and 5-inch monitor as well and a handle, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, it would just be so nice if I can just do this for just 5 minutes when I'm just doing handheld stuff. Some of the times I'm just running around with this. Sometimes I don't even use V-mounts if it's like a super simple project and I know that like 2 simple batteries will work. Then I'm sometimes not even using the monitor on set. Like you can use the laptop. So sometimes it's a lot simpler than this kind of setup, but this is mainly like how I like my camera to be optimized for. And the workflow with the tripod is very simple, like with this simple D attachments. That has been great, like handheld and on a tripod. I like that. But then like I've used my beloved SAKK bag for like a couple of months now. It's a totally inflatable bag that you just blow and it becomes like a sort of CineSaddle. And because I like handheld style more than on a gimbal. I have a gimbal as well, but I've like used it 2 times this last year or something. Then this has been more handy, like just pop it over here, just like pop it over there, and then you have this, and then I just detach it from the tripod like that. Then I hop on here and I can almost let go of the camera. This is a bit scary though. The stabilization is done by this, and I can just hold and like correct the posture and stuff like that. But sometimes at events like this is too much in the way. Imagine that there's like a crowded event space, right? And then using this I'm kind of in the way with this, right? And so sometimes I just do like that to have a little bit better profile, but then I lose the stabilization and stuff. I have loved this solution and I would totally recommend people to start using CineSaddles more, because like this bag was what was it, like 100 euros or something like that. It's just an inflatable bag, and also it has some pockets that you can use to store like one smaller lens and maybe some microphone accessories in here as well. So you can actually, you don't need to have like a waist bag, or what do you call it, like for smaller stuff. You can actually fit it inside of this bag as well when it's inflated. This has been a really good setup, but it's sometimes not perfect, because sometimes you want to go up here to get eye level with certain people. And like, yes, if I do this and I use my arm to stabilize on the like bag, then I get kind of support. As maybe you can see, like here, I can get some support on this shoulder by using the CineSaddle, but this looks a bit funky. And also like the bottom plate on my right shoulder, it's not fit. I don't have like any specific padding, and I'm like starting to think like maybe that's what I should start to look for a solution for, to have something like here that kind of makes it possible to place it on my shoulder in another way, because now it's just flat metal and it's not really that comfortable to use like this. And also when I'm here This monitor is like right here in my face, so kind of unusable. So that's what I'm starting to like think. Would it be nice with a third solution? So I have started to look at different shoulder mounts, or like ways to, maybe if I extend this plate and have something that is a bit more like over here, so it becomes this length, and I have something to rely my shoulder on, then this would be a perfect solution for this rig. I have started to look like at small rigs, newer shoulder rigs with hawk lock systems that look promising, which is designed so you can have like the full arrangements, and you can just with a snap take it off if you want to. Because a lot of the times I like to use it like this with the CineSaddle. I am at a shoot and I'm using this like that, and then I'm like, no, I need to go up on the shoulder. Let me grab that, bang, and ready to roll. That's like my dream scenario with this, but at the same time, like, do I need it? Like, those certain shots, I'm surviving today with this and just getting it to work for a couple of minutes when I need it to be on the shoulder. But it was one production a couple of weeks ago when I was going on like this. I don't know if you can see, like, so all the weight is on this shoulder, and there's no padding, so it's like a couple of metal lines that just sticks right through. And I was walking around like this for 30 minutes, and so my right biceps was like completely like dead when I got home after that gig. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen again. Can I just use some kind of extension rods, or just something that is a soft padding here to be able to go up here for a couple of minutes, or maybe like a session of 10 minutes handheld, interviewing some people at a like event, and then going back to event coverage, bring in the saddle, just placing it on the hip, and gather tons of different material. I think that's the solution that I want to find right now, because I have started to like break my shoulder for doing like this, but I don't know. At the same time, I don't want to rig it out too much either, because then that becomes the elephant in the room for me. Like, am I using an FX3, or am I trying to get my FX3 to be a Sony FX6? Because the FX3 was designed to be this smaller footprint compared to those cameras. And does that mean that should I rather be looking at, should I invest in a Sony FX6 or FX6 Mark II, whatever, if that comes out or something? Is that what I'm like thinking about in my head when I'm trying to rig out this camera to be something that it maybe isn't? If you have any tips, or if you know any kind of shoulder rigs that you like, or some kind of solution that could solve this problem, to just like extend the back behind the battery, like with some sort of attachments to be able to sit on the shoulder for in some way, then that would be super thankful. Do you have any questions about this type of solution that I'm using today? Because I think that this is a game changer for me, and it has been for the last 6 months since I invested in this camera. I can do so many different types of shoots, but at the same time, I don't want to rig it out too much, because then it loses the point of being a flexible camera in that way. I will probably buy some sorts of extension plates or ergonomic solution to just have something for my shoulder. I don't think like you're ever gonna be fully finished with your rig, but yeah, that's just a minor issue for me. That was my rumble about this. I think I'm gonna do more of these kind of just brainstorming sessions. If you're into them, let me know, and if you're not, I'm probably gonna do them anyway, because this is one way for me to think about my solutions in a way that I'm not doing when I'm just sitting around and not actually recording myself talking about it. Hopefully you got something out of this, and let me know if you have any questions about this setup, or my thoughts about the CineSaddle or something, and I will see you in the comments, and happy shooting. See you in the next one.